Hey everybody, it's a rideshare reseller here, Mike, and I'm coming to you from what I call my eBay cave, I guess. It's my garage, and I have over 600 items in the garage. About 150, I have a shed and some other spots, but basically, believe it or not, nothing in my house, zero inside my house. It's all out here in chaotic organization that only I could find what's out here. I believe my friend Commonwealth Picker is under the uh, same kind of setup. He's done it over many years, and he too is kind of like, I know where that's at, kind of thing. So anyhow, I'm coming to you today with, there's not going to be any what I found, what I sold. I plan on doing some of those videos now that I've got about a 3-week hiatus due to the coronavirus. So I am coming to you to tell you what I'm going to be doing while this is going on. I'm optimistic. I am extremely, extremely optimistic right now and looking forward to these next 3 weeks, believe it or not. I'm looking forward to getting organized. I'm looking forward to cleaning my yard, believe it or not, and many other things. And we're going to talk about a few of those things. And being a businessman for 30 years, I have been through many cycles, cyclicals, whatever you want to call them, recession, depression, whatever. I've been through a lot of them. And anyhow, so I've got some insight into into things. This one's a bit different. This is weird, right? This one's just kind of strange. And this is going to affect everybody, as we've talked about. This is going to affect this person down here and the person up here. It's broad. So we have to get through this, right? And, is it going to be a good thing or a bad thing? And that all depends on one thing. You can make it what you want of it, right? I choose to make a positive out of this. And what I mean by that is I'm going to use this time. It's kind of a forced time. Sometimes you need something like this. Fortunately, I'm in a little bit better financial situation than many. But you still have to try to figure out how you're going to attack this, negatively or positively. And with the media, it really makes it difficult. So my first thing is when anything like this starts to happen, I shut down media. I shut down the TV off media. I don't want to hear these talking heads explain to me 24 hours the same thing, the same people, over and over and over again. That just builds a negative mindset. You might catch a little bit of news in the morning just to find out what's going on, maybe some social media news off your favorite sites. But generally speaking, it's not really a great thing to be listening to them over and over. So I choose not to do that. Now, I'm going to take this time to improve my business. Yes, improve my business. That means I'm going to be getting organized better. I'm going to clean, and I'm going to find things in my house to list. It's basically an early spring cleaning, I guess, is what I'm going to call this. But it's kind of forced, and I'm like, wow, okay, hey, there's my positive. My positive is I've got to get in here and do some things. I bounced out of bed this morning, and believe it or not, I was really excited. The only thing I wanted to make sure of was that the post office was open and FedEx was open. Both of them were open. I'm set. There we go. eBay is still rolling. I don't see any problems with selling on eBay the items I have, unless the United States government decides to all of a sudden shut down the post office, which I don't think is ever going to happen, personally. So basically, you can see this eBay cave. I started here a little bit this morning. I don't want to do it all at once. I've got time, so take your time. And this is my focus was in here is to basically make squares and rectangles fit like a Tetris puzzle. And so every so often I go through here and I take the Tetris puzzle, I take the pieces and I make this Tetris puzzle. Boom, 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 no different than many of you. But I have a little bit tighter space, so I've got to kind of do it a little bit more and more. And all of a sudden you find out, whoa, you got some more space. Another 50 items can come in here or whatever. And that's kind of an exciting thing, right? It's like, wow, I got all this organization. Plus, it makes my wife happier. It's a little cleaner looking, functional, that kind of thing. And then the next thing I'm doing is I've if you don't know me, I've discussed death piles. I don't like death piles. I have a mini death pile right now, and it's only pretty much two things. It's records, and I bought a lot of about 110 t-shirts, and I only have about 40 of them up, so I have 60 to go. The albums, I have 100, and my biggest problem there was they were kind of buried in, and I didn't have them accessible. But now this morning's little cleanup, I moved them forward, they're accessible, and I'm going to start peeling them off. So my goal for my listing is to do about 20 a day until I get the pile down. That shouldn't be too hard to do once I get my other things done, to do 20 a day. If I don't get to 20, fine. But I figure I've got, let's call it 100 items. That's my goal, 100 items during this 3-week period. If I did 20 a day, that's only 5 days. If I do 10, it's 10 days. So it's a pretty simple goal. Then I'm going to clean closets. I have some watches that I don't use anymore. I really need to get rid of them. I'm going to look at them. I've got some watch boxes that I'm going to sell. I've already found some software. I'm cleaning my desk. I mean, you can see what I'm doing. I'm going through my entire self here. I'm going to go through my closets for clothes and so forth and so on. And I'm just going to find these things to list, because I'm going to have until April 7th when there's no thrifting at Goodwill or Savers, which was, my hangout, right? And it's still wintertime, so garage sales are slim. But garage sales are going to be picking up. I still think there are going to be some out there, so I might be able to snipe a few garage sales here and there. Amazon, I'm not going to be able to do much of Amazon. Got a notice in the mail from them in the email today, and it basically was stating that they're really focusing on medical supplies and that kind of stuff. So we are going to not be able to basically ship our items, it sounds like. I'm not a big Amazoner, but I just got my last shipment in, so that was really good. It hit the fulfillment, it's in there, and I'll be fine there. But this whole thing right now is about being prepared, not only for the virus, but being prepared for when it goes away. That's my goal. My goal here is that when Savers, Goodwill, and everything starts to get going back, I'm going to be prepared. I'm ready to go. I don't have to worry about any listings, any death pile. I'm going to be going full bore. That's what my goal is. So in 3 weeks, I want to be up and running again. I mean, this is where, believe it or not, this is where you have to get creative in your life. I always remembered in my business that the worst times were obviously the toughest, but I don't remember them as much. All I do is remember that I had to figure out how to make the business grow or continue to move forward. And that's when you had to get creative. So you got to use these times where it seems like the world's colliding in on many. And you just got to say, hey, I got to forge forward, keep going, be prepared for when it turns. And when it turns, if you do the right things, you're going to be the spaceship. You're going to be zooming up. So, those are the kind of things I'm going to be doing. Got some yard work. I love yard work. I'm kind of strange with that. I'm really routine about that. And I'm looking forward to getting out there and straightening that up. It's good to be busy, people. Really is. I don't think I'll ever retire. I think that I will always do something in my life. I really do enjoy working, talking to people. I've been getting texts right and left from all my picker friends that I have made. In 1 year, I've made so many friends, so many picker friends. And they're texting me now. You know what they're talking about? They miss the interaction. They miss the interaction with people like me and whatever. And they miss the hunt. We miss the hunt of the treasure, finding that one treasure, right? And several are just like, and it's only day one of this, right? It's just day one, and they're already starting to freak out a little bit. So that's why you got to keep yourself busy, and it's positive, people. Just, this is going to pass. It's tough, But once it passes, 2-3 years from now, we'll have something to tell our grandkids, right? I got grandkids. They have no idea. But, 10, 15 years from now, we will have lived through another event in American history, right? So keep the faith. Keep moving forward. I'm going to try and do some more videos. Coming up on my 1-year video where I'm going to try and break down all my numbers. I basically have April 1st is when I started doing this. It's hard to believe that a year has gone by. 1 complete year. And it's been fun. I've met a lot of people. I've met many great people online, offline, in the stores and so forth. I call them friends now. I really do. And I want to give a shout out to some of the people that I follow that I think have really helped me out. Commonwealth Picker, he's number one. I really still enjoy Commonwealth Picker, even though I haven't had much interaction with him lately because I've been busy, and I think he's been really busy. Bearded Picker, Reezy Resales, Rally Roots, all the usual people that I follow. Part-time Pickers, Lonnie in the Shed. There's a lot of you. I'm probably going to forget some people, but without your help, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So I want to give a shout out to all of them. Everybody that's out there that's kind of giving me a tidbit of advice. Maybe I can give back one tidbit of advice on my videos. So anyhow, I'm looking forward to making a few more videos, hopefully in the coming weeks. So again, thanks guys. Hey, remember, it's be positive. You control yourself. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. If everybody else can do it, so can you. All right? Hey, I'll talk to you later. Thank you.